Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and we are on the cusp of a new year and a new decade. So I'm finally dipping into some special reserves here. Before I get too far into this video, just first things first, a little housekeeping. All right, now that that's over, um, really some housekeeping. Some folks have been asking about the Extra Life video. It is coming. We did hit the $750 fundraiser goal. I'm getting the list of stuff together. I've almost finished it. I got to send out a couple of emails, get some responses from some folks. Andy P, I already know what you want. You used it as your name for the donation. I knew I was going to wind up drinking some Allen's Coffee Brandy this year, but that video is coming, folks. I just got to get my shit together. I pretty much phoned it in the whole month of December and finish that up. Sometimes I take a little break from this because it feels like a second job that I actually don't get paid for. So take some time and just kind of post some old videos and not put a lot of effort into it this month. But I got some new stuff coming into the new year, and including that Extra Life video. We'll be taking care of a few things. But tonight, Glenfiddich Special Reserve. This is a little something. I called it Special Reserve. It's the experimental series. And this is actually number 2. It's a single malt Scotch whiskey. 20 Minds, One Unexpected Whiskies, Summer Fruits, and Candy Floss. Let's see. Warm summer fruit aromas, sweet candy floss, and licorice notes. Experiment with a flake of sea salt on the side to heighten the taste. Awesome. Now, this was a very, very special bottle. The Lady Plantain brought this back from a trip to Scotland for me. So this comes directly from Scotland, Scotch from Scotland, imagine that. Big thanks to Hugo and Melissa F. for helping her pick it out. Another thank you to you guys for the Christmas gifts this year. Got a lovely bottle opener and 3 little drams of other Scotch whiskeys that I have not had before. We're going to be checking these guys out in a future video, probably 3 separate videos. I know she said thank you in the Facebook post and tagged us all in it, but just want to give you guys a personal thank you for that. I'm looking forward to them. But nice little bottle opener. You guys sent this over as well. I got a kick out of it. I'm loving it. Cast iron. Now, my thought was, I want to put it right here. So when I'm doing my videos, I can just turn around, pop it right open. Yeah, the wife wasn't a fan of that idea, especially since the kid usually sits here. I think it's great. I think that I should just do it once the holes are in the wall. It's not like anybody's going to patch them for me, so it'll be a done deal. Anyway, back to this. I guess I'm not done talking yet. I was going to say I was going to live stream tonight, but your subscriber count on YouTube has to be at least 1,000 before you can live stream from mobile. You can live stream from a webcam, but my webcam setup is not really that great for it. And you can also live stream from your gaming console without having the 1,000 subscribers, but that setup isn't ideal either. Nobody wants to watch me drink whiskey in a little tiny window while there's some video game playing in the large one. But I thought I found a loophole. I thought I could live stream through the GoPro using the GoPro app, but that only supports Facebook. And the Facebook streaming would be great if I could stream on the Mighty Plantain page, but it only lets me do it on my personal page. So here we are. I am recording the video, and fuck YouTube for not letting me live stream from mobile at 550 subscribers. I am going to edit the shit out of this video really quick and slap it together and post it up for you before midnight. How's that? A little dedication to the craft for you. It doesn't take that long, but, you know, time I could be drinking. Anyway, I think that's all I needed to get out of the way. Thanks for bearing with me. We're going to take a look at the Glenfiddich Experimental Series number 2. One more thing. Oh, it's not on here. Nice standard Glenfiddich bottle with a special label. We are using the Glenfiddich. The word escapes me right now. Glencairn glass for nosing. I don't use this with Glenfiddich products all that often, believe it or not, but I love having it around. Now, here's the thing that I was looking at. I love the health warning on these bottles from the UK. I believe this is universal in the UK and not just unique to Scotland, but UK chief medical officers recommend adults do not regularly exceed daily women 2 to 3 units, men 3 to 4 units. Avoid alcohol if pregnant or trying to conceive. And this bottle is 33 UK units. It's 1.2 UK units of alcohol per 25 milliliters. I'm not going to measure it. I love, don't exceed this. Our warnings here in the US are just, don't do it. You could die. Don't operate machinery, blah, blah, blah. It could impair your ability to do this, that, and the other thing. In the UK, just, hey, don't drink too much. And if you're pregnant, you should probably avoid it. I don't know. It's probably just my impression, being a stupid bloody Yank, but I think it's a much more cavalier attitude towards drinking than what our Surgeon General's office adopts, and I get a kick out of it. Huh. It's got a nice gold color to the cap and like a faux wood finish. Real cork, not synthetic. That's cool. That's kind of typical of the more high-end Glenfiddich stuff anyway. That's enough to get started. It actually smells kind of fruity from here. There's a hint of sweetness. I'm not even that close to it, and just from the pour and the vapors in the air, I'm getting sweetness and fruitiness. That's promising. Because usually the fruitiness in any whiskey is like a mild fruitiness or just a hint of fruitiness, but if I'm smelling it, it tells me there's probably a good deal of flavor in there. Hopefully it's not like the Dimple Pinch. The Dimple Pinch is a whiskey that boasts great fruit flavors, and it is fucking awful. I bought a bottle of it way back in the mid-20s, my mid-20s, and because I liked the look of the bottle, and the whiskey was just awful. I mixed it with Coke by the end of the fucking bottle, and that's an insult to a good whiskey, especially an imported one. Well, I don't think it was imported, but I mean, boy, I promised to shut up, and then I just keep on talking about crap. Anyway, this is a nice golden color. It's a little light, tinge of brown, and it's got a wonderful set of legs. I'm getting there with the swirl. I need to drink whiskey more often out of these glasses, and I'll get even better at it. But you can see it's really clinging to the glass pretty well there. Yeah, it's still there. It's running down in these nice straight lines. Beautiful. I don't know if that is coming through on the camera really well. That's another thing I'm going to be looking at in the new year, is a different way to light these up so you can see them better. And there's a video coming that'll explain what that's all about soon as well. Definitely getting fruity aromas. The overall whiskey aroma, the alcohol aroma is very mild. Maybe actually hints of apple. There's a bit of a musty aroma as well. A pleasant musty aroma. Maybe just a peaty aroma. some woody notes, but not like a barrel wood, almost like a fresh cut wood. And I have to admit, I have no idea what candy floss is. I probably should have looked it up. I want to say it's cotton candy, but I'm probably way off on that. This has got a very interesting complex aroma, but I'm definitely getting some sweetness on top of that fruitiness and that fresh cut woodiness. Little hint of booziness, a little hint of the alcohol coming through. Maybe apple as a specific fruity note, and just a hint of char under there too. I know I'm really taking my time with this one because I know what kind of effort my wife went to get it for me, and I'm trying to appreciate and savor it because it deserves it. I was saving this for a very special occasion. Here I go on another tangent. Sorry, folks. But when she brought it back, we were in the process of buying this house, and she also brought me a sampler with 3 other smaller bottles of different Scotch whiskies. And every time we reached a bit of a milestone in the home buying process, I did a video for each of them, and I was going to save this. And I said, at first, I was like, well, we'll wait till we actually get settled into the new house, and it's all good. We never quite reached a point where it felt really settled. I've still got boxes I haven't unpacked. And then I said, well, you know what? I'll wait till we have a housewarming party and I'll share it with my friends, because it seemed like my mother and my mother-in-law were going to get together and plan us a housewarming party, whether we wanted it or not. And that never quite materialized. So I was left sitting on the bottle, and I finally remembered I had it. And I said, you know what? Let's do it for New Year. 2019 into 2020. New year, new decade. Good whiskey. I hope. I'm optimistic it's going to be good. It's remarkably smooth up front. A little buttery. A little buttery in texture. Just very, very hint. That's how smooth it is, and wow. It kicks back with a good burn after you've swallowed, but going in, it's extremely smooth. Definitely getting some generally fruity notes. Still getting a little bit of apple, maybe some citrusy flavor, and then a bit of a hint of tartness as it rolls off the tongue. And again, I don't know what candy floss is. I can only assume it's sweet, because I am getting some sweetness along with that slightly buttery mouthfeel. There's that fresh cut wood coming through in the finish. That initial burn that I was getting, it's practically gone now. We've only had a few sips, so this could be going down dangerously as a straight whiskey. When the burn goes away that quickly, you need to pace yourself. That's interesting, too. After a few sips, the aroma has kind of evolved, I guess, into a more tart sweetness. I'm almost getting like the smell of Sweet Tarts candy. That's messing with my head a little bit. too easy to drink. So good. I mean, it's like I said, that I'm getting a hint of sweet tarts in the finish now too, which that's really odd. And now the fresh cut wood is back. Maybe a hint of char too. Well, wow. This is definitely a very complex whiskey. There's a lot of different flavors coming through. I was just looking to see if there's anything different on the bottle. I'm sure that probably sounded awful in the audio on the camera. I got to remember not to do that in the future. Huh. Yeah, this is all about the process. But here's the thing. I was looking to see if there was any description about what I should be tasting besides what I read up at the top of the video. Bottom line is, whatever I should or shouldn't be tasting, this is the reality of what I am tasting. So it doesn't really matter, especially where this thing is just, like I said, it's messing with my head a little bit, but it's also blowing me away with how good it is. Yeah. I'd like to say I'm going to take my time with this bottle and really savor it, but the bottom line is the second you open a good bottle of scotch, it starts to oxidize, and that will change the flavors over time and not for the better. So even if that cork is in there really tightly, you don't want to let this stuff linger for very long. This is a little pro tip. I don't know, some people would consider me a pro, but a little pro tip for the bar: if you're going to order an expensive whiskey and it's not the kind of place that you think that expensive whiskey moves really fast, like, your local neighborhood dive bar actually happens to have a bottle of Johnny Blue up there, ask them how long ago was it opened. If they don't know, ask them if you can get a taste before you buy. And then if it's a good place, they'll pour you a little taste, and you can tell if it's turned. Just like a bitter beer that's been around too long, there's a distinct spoiled flavor to any whiskey, and you'll note it really quick. But if they haven't opened it, hell, by all means, go for it. I'm just saying, before you spend $20 on an expensive whiskey at a bar, yes, some of you are maybe watching this and saying $20 is cheap, but the rest of us don't have that kind of money on a regular basis anyway. But anyway, make sure you know how long it's been sitting there, because it will spoil. And my point that I'm getting to here is that you, as much as I'd like to savor this bottle, it's probably going to be gone within a month, because I won't be able to bring myself to leave it sitting around and potentially spoil. I probably got more than a month to finish it, but you know what? It's not going to be hard to convince myself that it needs to be drank. So I think this video has gone on long enough tangents, enough crap you probably didn't want to hear about, but the bottom line is, if you can get a hold of a bottle of the Glenfiddich Experimental Series Number 2, Project XX, this is definitely worth sinking some money into. I believe that I have seen this particular one here in the U.S. now. It showed up in the U.S. probably at least 7 or 8 months after my wife brought this bottle home from Scotland. So it's not exactly an exclusive. And I hope I'm right about that, because I just glance at it, I see the price point, and I keep moving. Right now, if I ever have a cash windfall and I'm looking to splurge a little bit, I'll pay more attention to it. But definitely check it out if you can get a hold of a bottle of this stuff. It is fucking awesome. And it was definitely worth the money for me, because she bought it for me and I didn't pay a thing, but I would gladly pay 80, 90 bucks, maybe even around 100 for this bottle of whiskey. It's really good. But if you don't have that kind of money to blow, just grab the Glenfiddich Fire and Cane. That's another really awesome special edition of the Glenfiddich. So, all right. I know I was going to wrap it up about 5 or 6 minutes ago, wasn't I? Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Those of you that didn't skip around. If you liked the video, make sure to let me know by liking and sharing it. Don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Hit me up in the comments or the email link down below. Love to hear what you have to say about this whiskey or any whiskey in general. Suggestions for stuff I should review in the future. Offers to supply me with freebies to review. I'll take those too. Even home brews. We'll definitely do those. I'll bring in at least 1 or 2 other opinions on any home brews that get submitted, so you get a nice, fair, and balanced set of opinions. But till next time, till next year, thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year, folks.